In this video, I'm going to show you a really simple way to set up a Chromebook for an exam session that should pass all JCQ in the UK regulations with regards to accessing the internet. So what we've got here is just a very simple browser that is completely editable. So when students log into the Chromebook, they will just get one single browser that they can edit and nothing else. So they would put all their answers in here. At the end of the exam session, what would happen is the examiner would just come through and print, and they're able to print this document as they wanted. A little later, I'll show you how you can configure custom headers and footers at the top here to meet your requirements, but for now, that's just a basic example of what we're going to go through. Everything that I talked through today is in this Chromebook exam session setup guide, so there's 4 simple steps to do, and I'm going to quickly walk you through those steps now. In order to do this, you'll need to be a super admin on your Google domain, and you'll need to have at least one Chromebook device license. The first thing you need to do is come to Users and to create a sub-organization called Exams. Here, I've already got mine set up. If you're not sure how to create a sub-organization, it's very simple. Just go to your root domain, press Add Sub-Organization, and give it a name. The next thing you need to do is to come back to the home screen, and you need to go to Device Management, which is this icon here. Now, we're going to configure a bank of Chromebooks to be public sessions, and it's going to enable students only to access the one browser file that I showed you before, and nothing else except for printing. So to do that, we need to go to Chrome Management, and we're going to configure what's called a public session setting. All the settings that you need to configure today are in this step 2 on the document, and you can see them all here. So all you'll have to do is to go through the admin console and just configure those settings as required. The one bit that you may not have configured before, and it's really important that you're in the correct organization on the left hand side, so exams. But the most important bit is when we come down to the page to load on startup. So that is the page that I said before. So that is this single line of code here that will automatically load up one browser window that students can edit. So what you would do is you would copy that and just paste that in here. What that will do is when the student logs into the Chromebook, they'll only be able to open that one browser page, and that will be what loads automatically as soon as they're in. If you'd like to get a bit more advanced, there are a few here which you can play around with. So I've got a few templates there. If you know any HTML coding, you should recognize this, and you should be able to customize this how you want. I'll quickly show you this one and how that looks compared to the other. So this more advanced version has some fields for names, exam title or code, candidate number, and what's quite useful is on this one, if you put in your name and a candidate number and then press this button here, what you'll notice is the title's been updated with that student name. Let's give it a surname as well. And so that when you go to print it, you'll notice the header and footer. So in the header, I get what's required. So I get today's date and also the student name with the candidate number. That will appear in the top here, which again is very useful if you are an exams officer and you want to print it out with certain requirements. This here would be the box that is editable, where the students will come in and put their questions. Okay, so that's really important. You just choose any of these that you would like. There's 3 options for you to choose from here. A very basic one, a more advanced one, and this one here that has a custom title or header. After you've put that in the pages to load on startup, the second most important thing here is the URL blocking section. So in the URL blacklist, you put a star, which basically means a wildcard, which blocks access to any website. And then all you do is you accept. So you put these URL blacklist. So if I was using this one here, I would copy that into my admin console here. And what's really important is you must also include on the second line this Chrome print option. Otherwise, you will not be able to print. So when you're done with that and you configure all those settings, you just make sure that you press save down the bottom here, and it will save those changes. And then we're almost there, but all you have to do after that is come back to the Chrome management section. And this time we just need to configure the device settings. And again, all the device settings you need are all in this document here. So just go through there and make sure you've got those set up as required. And the final thing you need to do in step 4 is to move any devices that you're going to use into the exams organization. And to do that, that's again through device management. So if I go back to my device management menu, and as I said, for this, you're going to need to have at least one Chrome device license. If you want to use 20 Chromebooks, you need to ensure you have 20 Chrome device licenses. You click on here, and then I've got my Chromebook in an organization here. And if I want to move this, I simply click there, press move to, and I put it in the exams organization. And that's it. So I now know that that Chromebook, whenever I open up, it's going to automatically open a public setting for me that is fully configured and complies with the JCQ regulations. The final thing I will remind you of is that when you actually use this in exam, it's really vital that before the student ends the session, that you either print the student work or the exams officer saves it to USB for printing later. As soon as someone ends the session, all work that they've done is automatically erased. So that is a really vital part. If you've got any questions, please do get in touch, and I'll be happy to hear if you've customized your script in a different way. Thanks very much.